This broadcast is brought to you by Scenic Productions LLC and fueled by the following.
Flicka's Tax Service. With tax season just around the corner, visit Flicka's Tax Service in Taylorsville, Mississippi, providing expert knowledge on all returns from 1040 EZs to corporations as well as payroll. Flicka's Tax Service. Call 601-785-6900. Southeastern Baptist College, empowering students to reach their spiritual, academic, and athletic potential. Discover the difference at your hometown college. Southeastern Baptist College, equipping the saints.
Having AC issues? Does your vehicle no longer drive like new? Head on over to Keys Automotive in Laurel. Keys Automotive specializes in repairing foreign and domestic vehicles. Keys Automotive, located at 623 Arco Lane in Laurel, or call Charles Keys at 601-649-0517.
Hey, this is Zach Rogers, defensive tackle for the Northeast Jones Tigers. Thank you for listening to NEJ Tiger Talk, brought to you by Scenic Productions, LLC.
And hello, Tiger fans. Thank you for logging on to this Week 11 edition of NEJ Tiger Talk, brought to you by Scenic Productions LLC and fueled by Southeastern Baptist College, Keys Automotive Services in Laurel, and Flicka's Tax Service in Taylorsville. I'm the voice of the Northeast Jones Tigers, Kensley Keys, broadcasting live from Walker's Dairy Bar. Joining me is our weekly regular Coach Braddock, and joining him is the Scenic Productions LLC Week 10 Player of the Game outside linebacker Peyton Perdue. So how's it going, Coach?
Doing well. Thanks for having us.
All right, and how are you today, Peyton?
Doing good.
All right. Well, I'm so glad to have you guys on the show today. Well, Coach, to get into it, so your Tigers were unable to turn things around and get back into the win column against Mendenhall. So can you talk about areas where you felt the Tigers played well and areas you felt they struggled?
Well, I thought after two plays, they had two big plays offensively, and they were scoring plays. And other than those two plays, I thought we played lights out defensively. I thought we played, considering we couldn't throw the ball, I thought we rushed the ball really, really well Friday. We just couldn't finish. And, they didn't have any turnovers, and we had one. And, it was a close game. I was telling somebody yesterday, do you realize how close we are to being a team that's 4-0 in division? And it was one of our coaches, and he said, Coach, do you realize how close we are to being 8-2? I mean, we're right on the verge. We just gotta make a few more plays, and that's what I told the kids. We just gotta make a few more plays and get over the hump, and there's no doubt we will. There's no doubt we will, because we are right on the brink.
Okay, that sounds good, Coach. And now it seems the Tigers shied away from the passing game and kept the focus on the running game, even after the rain subsided. Can you talk about that?
Yeah, the weather. I mean, it was weather. The rain actually, coming down was really not the issue at hand. It was the mud and the condition of the field. It made the ball so slick. We just couldn't throw the ball. Mason didn't feel comfortable throwing. We tried. You could tell his motion. He was having to push it. Like I said, it wasn't necessarily the rain that was a problem. It was the mud and how slick it was that presented a big problem.
Okay, and now let's go back to the Tigers' final offensive drive in the red zone, where you try to run it up the middle to tie it up. If had the chance, would you do anything differently there?
No, we called timeout, and we thought we should have some more time. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. I should have called the timeout quicker, but they didn't reset the clock. But like I said, that's neither here nor there. We had a little clock issue, but we called timeout, and we had two plays lined up. Okay, we had two offensive plays that we wanted to run. Mason, and the reason we didn't throw it or do anything different is because Mason had told us he couldn't grip the ball. We wanted to call a kind of a coach had in mind kind of a run pass option, but he couldn't grip the ball. And when a kid tells you they can or can't do something, you need to listen to him. And he did not feel comfortable doing that. So we went with the two plays that we had the most success with that night. So having two over, I wish it'd be dry. I wish we'd play them on a dry field, if you want me to be honest. But that wasn't the case, and that's life. That's part of it. They played in the mud, one play better than we did. So if you had to do over again, you can always second guess. But we just went with the two plays that were most successful that night, just because he didn't feel confident with the amount of mud and stuff on the ball.
Okay, I understand that. Now, after the Mendenhall game, how does the Tigers' playoff picture look now after Friday's results?
Okay, we play Newton County at home this Friday for senior night, and the winner of that game will be the 3 seed. The loser will be the 4 seed, and Mendenhall and Equipment will play for 1 and 2. So 3 will be a 3 or 4 seed.
Okay, so this Friday is the final game of the regular season as the Tigers return to the jungle to host the Newton County Cougars. What can you tell us about the Cougars, and what are the keys to victory for this game?
Well, they've won the last 2. They beat Richland and Florence, and they're playing with a lot of confidence right now. They're a team a lot like us. I would like to think that we're a well-coached team. They're a well-coached team that they're going to play hard. They had some bumps and bruises, I think, with some injuries early, and lost a couple games, but they're riding a couple game winning streak now. So it'll be a good challenge for us. But we got a good football team. Make no bones about it. We got a good football team, and like I said, we're man, I don't know, somewhere between 6 and 8, 9 plays from being 8 and 2. I mean, it is close. I mean, it is close. And division play is about 4 plays, and we've got to make those plays and find a way to get it done, and we will. We got a bunch of good kids, and we got a great practice yesterday. I mean, a great practice. Kids' attitude's great, and so we'll get it. We'll get over that hump.
Okay, I see, Coach. You talk about senior night. That is a very, very special night for seniors. I mean, this is the last rodeo for a lot of your players, so I know it's a very special, a very emotional ball game for them. So, being someone who's been in that position, I understand, how important it is for them. And I believe they're going to come out Friday, and they're going to put on a performance like they've never played before.
Yeah, it is. It's the last, as I tell them, the last guaranteed game you're going to have in the jungle. Now, you get hot and you win a couple playoff games, and you'll get another game. You'll get another game in the jungle. But this is the last one that is scheduled for there. So it's important. It's important to them. It means something. As we sit here talking now, I'm looking at 2 former Tigers when I was going through junior high, 9th to 10th grade. Mr. Kenneth Early over there, you got Stacy Carson, a great quarterback. They're in here, and I guarantee if you go over and ask those guys, they're going to tell you how much football means and what it means to them, and when it's gone, the memories and stuff. So yeah, it's important. Always has been, always will be.
Yes, sir. Well, thank you for the information, Coach. Always great to hear from you and your outlook. So we're going to step away to hear from our sponsors, and when we return, we'll hear from the Scenic Productions LLC Week 10 Player of the Game. Stay tuned. This broadcast is brought to you by Scenic Productions LLC and fueled by the following.
Flicka's Tax Service. With tax season just around the corner, visit Flicka's Tax Service in Taylorsville, Mississippi, providing expert knowledge on all returns from 1040EZs to corporations as well as payroll. Flicka's Tax Service. Call 601-785-6900. Southeastern Baptist College, empowering students to reach their spiritual, academic, and athletic potential. Discover the difference at your hometown college. Southeastern Baptist College, equipping the saints.
Having AC issues? Does your vehicle no longer drive like new? Head on over to Keys Automotive in Laurel. Keys Automotive specializes in repairing foreign and domestic vehicles. Keys Automotive, located at 623 Arco Lane in Laurel, or call Charles Keys at 601-649-0517.
Hey, this is Sam White, offensive lineman for the Northeast Jones Tigers. Thank you for listening to NEJ Tiger Talk, brought to you by Scenic Productions, LLC.
And welcome back to the broadcast NEJ Tiger Talk, brought to you by Scenic Productions LLC and fueled by Southeastern Baptist College, Kensley Automotive Services in Laurel, as well as Flicka's Tax Service in Taylorsville. Now, before the break, we heard from Tigers head coach Keith Braddock. Now we turn our attention to the Scenic Productions LLC Week 10 Player of the Game, outside linebacker Peyton Perdue. Well, Peyton, talk about how you feel about your performance from Friday.
Friday, I feel like Coach said, we defense just side 2 plays. We played real well. Offense drove the ball real well. Just couldn't finish on the goal line.
Okay. Now, for those who may not know, you're only a freshman. There's not too many players who get promoted to a starting role so early. So what were your thoughts and feelings when you got promoted to a starting role?
I was real excited, contribute to the team, varsity.
Okay. Good stuff. Now, talk about how the transition going from junior varsity to playing on the high school level has been for you.
Just guys getting just bigger, stronger, faster, just better athletes out there.
Okay. Is there a collegiate or a pro player that you mold your style of play after?
Leighton Vander Esch.
Leighton Vander Esch. Now, that name is familiar. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, because if it's not a Saints player, I'm not too familiar. But does he play for the Cowboys?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So I'm in the right place. Okay. Now you're surrounded by a lot of defensive leaders and players like Jawad Jones, Ben Knight, Zach Rogers, among others. So talk about how they've helped you as a younger player to play at a higher level.
Yeah, they've helped me a lot. Majority of practice I'm around Ben Knight, so yeah, he really just shows me the way and everything. Okay.
Now, Coach, talk about what it is about Peyton that made you feel comfortable about promoting him to the starting outside linebacker, even though he's only a freshman. A lot of times, coaches, they would, they kind of shy away from putting someone much younger in a starting role. So what was it about Peyton that made you say, hey, I trust you, I'm going to put you in this position?
Because he's a winner. It's simple. He's a winner. I mean, he's a kid that matters to him. He cares. He's going to try to do exactly what you ask him to do. And we knew we had him for 4 years. But the main thing, he's a winner and he's productive. When he's in there, he makes tackles, he makes plays, and he's a great young man. His dad and I, and his mom, we grew up together. His dad and I were really good friends. Played ball together. His daddy was a heck of a ball player, and of course Peyton's uncle was a player over at Law, so he's got a great bloodline. But the main thing is Peyton's a winner, and he cares, and it matters to him. And it's easy to trust a guy like that no matter what grade he's in.
Yes, and that's always good stuff. And Coach, you were talking a few days ago, and you talk about the freshman class that you have. I know you have Peyton, and then you have your son, Kyle, who's playing safety. In a nutshell, just talk about this freshman class that you have right now.
Well, I think there's some really good players in there. You mentioned a couple of them, and they play on defense. Tyree Henley, he plays on defense and starts. Last week, Caleb Bryant started on defense. Kenneth Jones, a freshman, he's injured. David Hudson is a young kid. And I could go on and on and on. That's just some of the kids that have seen more action here of late. But they're a great class, a great group of guys. I think there's some winners. We talk about Zach and Peyton and Kai. Those guys play junior high baseball, and I don't realize it's junior high, but they're about 30-3 one year and 20, whatever how many games you can play, 26-2 the next year. I mean, they won. And then you got, of course, Tyree and Caleb and Devin and Cameron Washington and Kai Perdue. They all play basketball. And they've been successful. So. They're just winners, and they're good kids, and that makes it even better. And they've got some valuable experience. We threw them in the fire. We threw them in the fire this year, and you can see how they responded.
Yeah, that goes to say a lot about their character.
Absolutely.
When you can put young players in that type of position, and they respond positively and they produce results. I mean, that's what you look for. So that's a great position to be in, Coach. So, but anyway. Thank you, Coach, for the scouting report on Peyton. And guys, this is going to conclude our broadcast. And thank you to Coach Braddock and our player of the game, Peyton Perdue.